Let's do it. Bring it on. Chinese.
Ready? Hello and good evening, Kasia, Viola, and our lovely guest speaker, Sheian, also known as Lazo. Tonight we are meeting Lazo, who will be joining us during our urban retreat on 16th of March with the workshop on shamanic breath. So we're going to talk about it today, get to know Sheian a little bit better. And we're going to speak about what is going to be happening on 16th of March in Colette House during our urban retreat, Health and Wealth, and what is the connection between health and wealth and shamanic breathing and shamanic practices. So we're going to unveil that. Viola, would you like to introduce our lovely guest?
With great pleasure. Satnam, good evening, everyone. It's Wiola Diamondheart here. And of course, we have a lovely Sheian Lazo Freeman. And I really loved the thing that you called yourself in your previous, let's say, life, influential gentleman.
Yeah.
With all those, as I always call it, and everyone laughs when I do that. I said, like, well, we are talking about health and wealth, and it's so wonderful when I can present that abundance and everything in alignment, how it should be to some extent, and being kind of like, yes, this is it. This is what I want. This is what I would love to do. This is how I want to see the world around me. So thank you for joining us and for actually agreeing to take a part in our urban retreat on that 16th of March, obviously. Now, you are called now Sheian Alegria. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, and so thank you for inviting me to this beautiful call and to the event. I'm so excited. You both have such great energy. I've not met you both personally, but when I spoke to the phone, I was like, this is the frequency. This is the vibration where good things happen. So I'm very excited. So thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So you've done so many things. You've worked with billionaires. You've done all that, what that we call it, like high frequency, high flying stuff. And things at some point changed, and you entered that new dimension. Would you be able to share that story? Because you are well-being entrepreneur, a writer, um, everything. You are just everything, full package. I could talk and talk and talk, but please introduce yourself.
So I'll be brief and concise. And I've been in the transformation space for over 20 years. Prior to that, I did biochemical engineering at UCL. So I've got a very logical mind. So I was not really into spirituality. I got into fitness. It was something I enjoyed. I did these 12-week radical transformations. And I won the UK Body for Life in 2004. Cindy Crawford gave me the prize, and I was like, wow, I get to transform myself and I want to transform others. When you have a strong body, you have a strong mind. So I got really into, those before and after photos that you see everywhere now. But back then there weren't any. Like I was one of the original ones. And I was like, right, how do I transform more people? Because I've seen how it impacts their life, taking care of their health, but it transforms other areas. And so I started to be sought out by very wealthy people. I trained Tej Lavani, who's the Dragon's Den guy. I've trained very influential people and understand that when they start to take care of their health on another level, their finances went up. Yeah, relationships got it's all one. You can't separate it. The whole game. And so how did I get into shamanism and yoga and all these things? Well, I got into mindset and I studied with Dr. Joe Dispenza. We were good friends 12 years ago, where he talked about the mind and body and divine complex, and a few other teachers. But I had a miracle that happened to me a long time ago with my elder, who's a shaman, about 8 years ago. When that happened, I was running 2 entrepreneurial businesses. Influential Gentleman was one of them. It was for very wealthy men. taking care of themselves, and as well as Body Transformation Academy, which was training trainers to do body transformations. So I was like full on, but I was exhausted. Even though I was fit and strong, I was actually really exhausted because I had no spirituality. I didn't know how to tap in. I was just using like brute force, which is okay for a period of time at the age of 30, but it's not sustainable. And so let's just say some situations happened as the divine wants to wake you up from your ego situation. Like, and I was like, okay, I don't know the nature of reality. There's more to it than meets the eye. Maybe I go study. Maybe I go learn. So I've learned from many indigenous elders, the people from the Amazon, the Navajo people, the Huarca people from Mexico, the Mayan people from Guatemala, and all sorts. I went on to a deep, deep journey into shamanism. I can't say I'm a shaman because that's a real training, but I know a few things that can really help and benefit people in ways they can't even imagine because it's beyond imagination.
Are you very humble? You're very humble. It's like, come on. I mean, I know that you've done all those big stuff, big bucks and everything. And it's like that with that masculine energy, with that force that you are saying that you are so successful, training so many peoples, and now you kind of like bow your head down and you're just like very, very, very humble.
I hope so. I'm practicing. It's really important to be humble. It doesn't mean you can't be honorable. They go hand in hand. But yeah, it's better to be humble because good things tend to happen when you're humble to something greater than you. There's just something very special with that energy, and yeah, it's the oneness that we're all connected. And so, if you want to manifest wealth, it's all one. We're co-creating. It's not separate. So there needs to be a humbleness behind that. That's my opinion.
Okay, but how do you do this? Like, I mean, oh, because it's so easy to, I mean, I always speak about it. I say, like, okay, it's so easy for someone, like, for example, even you. Uh, you climbed that ladder, you've done it, you were there, then with the sufficient amount of the money, you are turning into, into the shamanism, into, let's say, spiritual healing, into that field of self-development on different level. And yes, you feel comfortable with that, and now you can, yes, be humble, be honorable. And I see like lots of things like on different way when you are actually, don't have enough and you are trying to climb that thing, then it takes lots of courage, lots of strength, yes, some kind of humble way too, but it's just like you need to lift your life force, your energy up. Could you tell us how actually you can do that?
Very interesting question. It's so true because it is ultimately a battle between our fear and resistance in achieving what it is we want to achieve, and if we can do that consciously. And shamanism, the beauty of that is like it gets you to connect to your ancestors. Like I feel my ancestors there and here, they're with me. So if I need courage and strength, they just come. They're just like, "What you want, Sean? Let's do it." And they
But
help me out in the
do you
spirit.
call them, say like, hey, I need your help, come and help me, or
No,
what do you do?
so it is a bit of training to go inside. You need to practice going inside, and we have those moments, and they come and appear. But it's quieting the mind. They're always there, but there's quieting and having that communion and offering and that question. But if we don't realize they're there, then we don't put any attention there. So they exist to help. And you can imagine, like your ancestors, how many generations back, they went through trials and tribulations. They overcame so many different obstacles. There's a lot of strength there, like power, like literally power. And there's a lot of love too. And they want to help you. They really want to help you. That's there. And so shamanic work takes people to experience their ancestors. So a lot of people come to me, they literally see their grandparents. They've never seen their grandparents ever. Like, whoa, who are they? And then all of a sudden they feel a little bit more rooted because it's the root chakra. You know, where do we come from? And we live in a world where everyone's leaving from one country to another, and it's all mixed up. So the roots are not as strong as they can be. And that's why some successful people, they have very strong roots. And some others, they don't have it because those roots haven't been reinforced inside their being, you know, because they exist. And it's the same. Shamanism also works with spirit animals. So let's say, you know, you need more courage or you need more rest and recovery. You connect to the bear, and it's this real like rest and deep hibernation. You can use these energies because we're all one. They're not separate. They all exist inside of us. It's one consciousness. And so you can tap into these energies and these vibrations, these frequencies to start manifesting a quality of energy or frequency that's going to pertain to whatever it is. Whatever success we call success. Everyone's got their own labels. But one thing's for sure, you're going to need energy sometimes.
It is very well put. I hear that for the very, very first.
Mhm.
Thank you. That's really insightful. Because they were always like, wherever I go, whether it was shamanic healing or this or that, they were just saying, connect to that. And I was like, what? You
Yeah.
know, it's like, so yes, thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Kasia.
Right. So our next question, Sheian, is slightly personal. If
Sure.
you're happy to share with us your journey from successful entrepreneur in the fitness scape and from being successful bodybuilder, trainer of celebrities.
Mhm.
Probably you've done a lot of projects, which we'll be happy to hear about. We want to know about your journey. How did it evolve, and how it led you to where you are today, practicing sacred shamanism, practicing yoga.
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened? It's a great question again. I mean, I don't know where to start, but I'll start somewhere. So I came to this country in 1984, 40 years ago, as refugees from Iraq. It was a 6 month journey from Iraq. Saddam was trying to take out my whole family at the time, and we had to escape through donkeys. And there was a moment, ladies, where I was in the mountains and I just felt this light, this powerful light. Anyway, fast forward, I study biochemical engineering. I did bodybuilding. I did all these things. But there was something inside of me is like I didn't sign up for this, like my purpose. Yes, I was successful and I enjoyed the journey and it gave me fulfillment, but I never felt like this is it. Right. And there's something very special was when you find what that is for each human being, that what it is, because the universe will really conspire to move things for you to make that happen. And so I always chose in any endeavor to just fall in love with the process. Including yoga, I'm telling you, sister, like it took me 9 months to fall in love with it. I hated it. But I knew it was good for me. Now I love it. But it took me a long time because I knew it was really good for me. And it was the best decision I made 7 years ago to keep showing up and keep showing up. Like it gave me so much rewards energetically, pranic energy. You know, it's just phenomenal. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so um, I started with like at UCL, I was kind of overweight, kind of like down in the dumps. My parents were having an issue. Everyone's got their drama. I had my own drama at that time. And I was like, well, I can't control the world, but I can control myself. And I need to get some power back. So let's make the body strong. So that's where I started. That's like the beginning of it. Like I need to claim some power back because I just felt like I don't know what I want to do in my life. My parents are like all separated. This issue. My girlfriend broke up with me. It was like one of those sad stories. That was my real graduation, to be honest. And yeah, and I happened to win. I really just loved training. I kind of enjoyed it. And so I'm going to take a career in this. And my parents were like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be a biochemical engineering. Like back then, personal training wasn't a thing. It was just like, what are you talking about? Like this is before internet. This is way before, right? And so it was tough to make that decision. But I again, it goes back to that courage. And so the audience listening is like, you have something in your heart that I know in your heart that you want to do, but something's blocking you. And a lot of that is just energy work, bad advice, or wrong environment. And you take care of those three. And it's very hard to get clear in your mind.
Again, bad environment
Bad advice and not getting clear.
and not getting clear.
Clear, yeah. And so urban retreats, what is it? It's a place to get clear. Like you take your car for an MOT. Why wouldn't you take yourself to MOT? You're like, you're crazy not to. And have experts look at you and then help you and just remove things. That's what we're doing because the answers are there. So like I always trusted in that, is going to find spaces to do things, to understand what it is about me, because everybody's trying to get me to be somebody I'm not.
Exactly. That's another thing. When you said, like, most of the people that are, including myself, I didn't like to go to those kind of events for the reason that I thought that they see through me. I thought that they see all the drama and trauma that I did go through, which I did not want to share, or it wasn't ready to share at that time. Oh, I have a shivers. And I thought that it's like they can see, and I will feel. Oh, I will. How would I put that? That it's like this sort of kind of like old baggage, feeling ashamed of something, yes, or not good enough to be in this space, and not deserving, so all that background was like they were creeping in. So it
Yeah,
took lots of work to actually to understand that, okay, those are the issues that, or the things, the energies that I have to, they're also my strength.
yes,
Because from that, just like a build up to, as you said, like being obese, to being that 6 pack or 12 pack, how many you got, no?
yeah,
It's like, it's the powerful journey, to really gain that strength and stamina, not to give in to
yeah,
that, to the past, or to any drama that we went through or think that we went through.
yeah, yeah. And that's beautiful that anybody who's gone through that, and I highly recommend that we're always going through it on some level, and to spend time with people who can uplift you and elevate you and support you is so crucial. Like you can't do it on your own. You need people, because there's a resonance that happens there with like-minded people. The hardest thing I always had was like when I made my change, nobody else understood me. They thought I was smoking crack or something. When I started getting into spirituality, they were like, "What are you doing? What are you doing with these things? It's like 8 years ago. What are you playing a drum? Like you're an Iraqi, British. What are you doing? Are you crazy?" And it was hard, to embrace it. And so, whatever that is for the people in the audience, again, I'm just saying, like being surrounded by other people who are on the same journey can really propel the acceleration of change. And this year is the year of change. Like if you're not going to do it this year, you're missing the boat. Like this is the year. So I hope everybody shows up and bring their friends, and it's going to be the greatest time ever.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Come on, Kasia. Sorry, because we
Absolutely.
jumped at the same time.
Yeah, it's just I was totally immersed into Sheian's words. Okay, let's talk about yes, urban retreats. How participants, you've mentioned already, and you said like in a really beautiful way, that it's an opportunity to have it like a checkup, to have like inspiration, to have better awareness of what is possible, what are the modalities out there. Talking about your specialty, the shamanism, how participants of urban retreat can benefit from what they will learn during your workshop, and then how they can take it, carry it on when they go back home.
Beautiful question. Again, breath work, there's so many different types of breath work, and each breath work has its own medicine, or say its own purpose and journey for exploration of consciousness. I mean, breath work simply means you're connected to your breath. Therefore, you're conscious. Shamanic breath work is really to get people into a very theta or delta state. So shamanism is the astral plane, and we all visit it every night. It's the dream world, and we have these dreams. You know, all shamans, they wake up in the morning, they talk about their dreams, and they happen. Like, but they clean themselves so they get clean dreams, and it's like a premonition. So you're kind of ahead of the game, and we've all had those moments in life. Like we saw that happening. So it's a very special space. What I'm doing is taking people into that state through this particular type of breath, shamanic breath, that takes people there where they can, maybe release that baggage of whatever the shame, the guilt, the blah, 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 the stuff. And like really just release it. They will feel it leave their body. And also to receive, because like nature abhors a vacuum. When you take something out, you have to put something back in. That's part of the process. So we allow the people to tap into the vibration. And this one in particular is tapping into, powerful, inspired love. That's the energy that I'm going to be transmitting in that. So that's the receivership after the clearing. So people should feel like come alive. Like there's only one way to achieve success, is just come alive. So that's kind of the process. What's different to this is probably the sacred chants. These chants are not just songs. They're deep prayers that do certain things to open more of someone's dimension in their being. It pulls things in, it cleans things out. If I sing to the jiboya, which is the serpent is there to really heal, if that's needed, or feel the energy of the room. There's certain energies, certain Icaro, certain chants that kind of just, you feel like you're in Mother Nature. So this is what the power is. And I have a whole team of musicians. We will see, who's going to come to have live entertainment while in that experience. But what I can say, everyone has a different experience, and never it's the same, but people usually feel a lot lighter and liberated. And I've seen people manifest fast in those places. Like they tell me stories what happened a week later, like got a boyfriend, got a this thing, got a that thing. Like it was always inside of you. You just blocked somewhere. I didn't help you manifest. I just cleaned some nonsense so it can actually happen. That was it. So that's shamanic breathwork.
Sounds super inviting. And a lot of people need it these days.
Everyone, my personal opinion. I need it. I go and take it for myself. I take my own medicine.
Yeah.
It's like I need Kundalini yoga. That's good medicine. Let's keep the vibration up. We live in a crazy, sick world. You need help.
We're going to do some powerful sessions over there because the Kasia is starting with the Hatha Yoga, connect and balance and connect. So it's like really beautiful body work. Then you are coming with your magnificent shamanic breath in class that those chanting with your friends, with your colleagues, that connecting to our ancestors. I'm so looking forward to it because, it's like me, myself, it's like, I do remember my one grandmother and one grandmother with the granddad, and then nobody else. The war and stuff. So definitely, I have the warriors in my family, obviously.
Yes.
It's like I cannot be missed. And so yes, I do have that. So that would be so nice, to actually connect with those warriors back then, and to actually let go of the, that fighting.
Yeah.
Like release, relax. Talking about the shamanic breath and the ancestors, like in that way that you said, plus connecting with the power animals and stuff. Now today we are entering, or yesterday entering into the Chinese New Year, the year of the dragon. So this is all about the wealth, health, and coming into the strength and the power. So we got to kind of wake up ourselves from that winter dream or sleep, if you like, or
to wake up ourselves from that hibernation, that sleep of the old self. And what you shared was actually very truthful. Is like sometimes even, and I don't talk about this, but since you mentioned it, like sometimes we're carrying trauma that's coming from our ancestors. And we don't know it. We feel these feelings And like, why do I feel these feelings? Because there wasn't any room for it to actually be released. So that's also an opportunity that can happen. Like all of a sudden, like, wow, I let go of something, but I don't know what that is. Is that it's just like something just dropped. It took me a while until that happened to me. I was like, oh, now I have a good relationship with them because they were wanted it to be cleaned. And because I'm alive here, they're like, we're going to get you to do it. And so that's something interesting. Not for everybody, but that can happen.
It is good because, like, in a way, most of the times we do not feel supported.
Mm. Yes.
Yes. So when you gain that very strong connection with your roots, which is the root chakra, and of course our ancestors and the land where we are, and
Mm.
the earth, because first of all we are earthlings.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're children of Mother Nature. When someone says, "Who's your mother?" It's like Mother Nature. This is our mother.
Yeah, bless our mothers and
Yeah.
fathers, of course, because thanks to them we are here,
Yeah.
and we're able to experience that. Yes, I love that. So I'm so looking forward to that, because we will have like so many beautiful practices put together into this urban retreat, and so many amazing people, like the masters on their fields that they did. All of us went through that
Transition.
switch, switch, like transition passage, the matrix, whatever that is. And yes, and we can share our expertise, how it was before, how it is now, and how it is going to be, obviously. And it's like what I love, like what you said, the biggest joy you receive is seeing people blossom to who they really are.
Yes, 100%. It's because you know this on a deeper level that everybody is you walking a different life. So when people are blossoming, you're actually blossoming too. And to see that, like that, to feel that and feel their radiance because you were there to assist on some level. They already had it. They just need help. Like me. I always thank my teachers. Without them, my elders, like I couldn't do this without them. And not everybody has that. You can't just go and travel to the Amazon and travel here. It's a long way to do that, and it's tricky too. And whatever it is, like, and I see this is the era where people come into the cities who had some training. They're coming together to hold that space to allow like the urban retreat process, where there's all these great teachers to take people through that journey, so they come out of it and they can scratch their head and like, I don't know, there's something special here. I want to come again, and I want to bring my friends. And this is the Aquarian age, so I'm really excited to be part of it. I really am. So thank you, ladies. Really happy.
We're simply cannot wait, and we're very much looking forward to it, because these practices are simply amazing, and they are being more and more embraced by a lot of therapists. I came across therapists that were healing traumas using working with like spirit animals, which I believe is part of shamanic practices. So it can be blended in a big way, in a small way, but it can be useful. And as long as it's useful and therapeutic, the job is done, right?
Yeah, and at the same time, like that trauma, behind the trauma, everybody. When I meet someone with a lot of trauma and suffering, because I've worked with a lot of people, I'm like, wow, you have so much joy just behind it. Right behind it is this huge joy. Usually, the ones with the most trauma has the most joy. It's sitting there. It's just they need to open it, and that's their superpower. Like, just once people blossom, that's their superpower. Like, now you've got your superpower. Great, go give to them.
Yeah,
So all will be like Superman, Superwomen.
The Avengers.
Yeah, I do, because within the rise and shine, like each and every morning when I share those teachings and stuff, at the end, it's like after we've done all the mantras, the movement, the meditations, and the blessing, we just sit. Before I was like, okay, Satnam, switch off and let's go to our daily life. Now I've changed, and I said like, let's give another 5 minutes just to sit, to integrate without rushing for the to to conquer another day.
Yeah.
It's like coming from that inspirational thing rather than motivation. I always say the motivation comes from the mind, inspiration comes from the heart or
I
soul.
agree. Yeah.
And you know, it's like that different dimension. And when we sit that, and I play those like really beautiful piano music, and there are some moments like when actually it's like I do love my La La Land, when the dragon from Avatar comes and you know it just waits for me to jump on it and takes me for the journey. I was like, it's like, you know, let's, you know, I don't have to go and watch the movie. I am the movie, you know.
Yes. Yes. I say the same thing about Elon Musk. Like, he wants to travel to Mars. You can go deep in your consciousness and go there yourself. You have access. Like, that's the beauty of what the real human being is. Where it's not this spiritual just woo woo up here. It's also part of the 3D world, part of the modern world. Like, those two interfaces have to merge. And again, like what you guys are doing is that mergence of the two. You know, it's not too out there. Woo woo. Let's get some deck. No, no, that's great, but like there's also this real world, and it's pretty awesome. You know, to do something in a way to help bring more light to London. That's here. It deserves light. Why not? It's a great city.
Yes, health and wealth, we are connecting with the worlds together.
Mm,
Yes, it's like there's no one without the other.
yeah.
Like healthier you are, you've got more ability to actually generate or attract
Mhm.
wealth and amazing relationships, not only like love life, but also their the other friendships,
Yeah.
businesses, and so on. And we are opening that space for everyone who is willing to actually take that a deeper breath and make that connection between one and the other and the third, and joining those matrices together and create like one
Mhm.
beautiful bundle of energy, love. And as you said, the biggest joy is seeing people blossom to who they really are.
Oh, that man, why are you building?
Yeah, why do it?
Sounds absolutely amazing. One last question, Shian.
Please.
We've talked about using shamanic breath to help with trauma, releasing trauma, and people have different goals, different challenges. How are you planning to cater to? And obviously, we will have a nice. A nice group with us, and probably there will be people that will be ready to work on different issues. You know, maybe some of them will have like a broken heart, or want to maybe attract a new partner. Maybe some people are trying to start a new business or manage the current one better. How will you alter the shamanic breath in order to give them transformative and lasting experience?
Everybody is very different, but shamanism means the yoga or relationships. It's all about relationships. That's what shamanism is. And when you start to heal the various relationships, you're not just healing that, you're healing all relationships. That's what they say, to all our relationships. And so there's an interconnectedness, a very deep interconnectedness. And so, what is that? It means like to really forgive. So, if there's a business partner you have an issue with, and the business is not moving, or there's a type of client that you want to attract and it's not moving, it's just in that relationship, in that quantum, there's a distorted entanglement. And when you clean it through forgiveness in that space, because a theta state, they always say when you dream and pray in a theta state, it's like 1,000 prayers. Like this manifestation on another level. And most of manifestation is just clearing. It's letting go. It's not adding more stuff to more stuff. It's like, wait, you've already got too much. Let's just move that, clean the slate. Now that thing between you and say that potential love, and it might not be the love of your life, and it might be the love that needs to happen now. I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong. As long as it's not hurting yourself or others, that's the key. And so, how does that work? Is people bring upon that issue or that person or that situation as a relationship to themselves to be healed. And healing is just cleaning or expanding consciousness. That's what it is. It's just expand your consciousness. Again, the guru, from darkness to light. It's the same thing within ourselves. So it can work in lots of different things, but obviously, if some individuals have something very deep, for some people, like I'm banging my drum like crazy, and singing a very strong song, and they're just asleep. Some people. They're so deep because their personality has to switch off. But they're receiving a very big healing. Something's happening in there. Other people, they get all these colors and they see all these things. So I can't say what's going to happen for each person, but it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And I always say, whatever you receive there, don't ignore it. It's the spirit speaking. And sometimes we all receive messages and we kind of ignore it. It's like those are actually very crucial messages to your path. And I've seen when people who follow their instructions, good things happen. So sometimes you get a beautiful instruction. It's like, just try to follow it and see where it takes you. Usually it's good, always good. But some people, they have this great experience and they kind of go in their 3D world and they're like, that didn't quite happen, like a dream. After a dream, you're like, oh, what was my dream again?
Mm.
That's that thing. So that's
Mm.
so if someone wants to take it further, they have to go and take it further themselves.
Amazing. Well, sounds absolutely fantastic, and that's another great way of discovering who you are and getting closer to your true self and clearing out the mental noise that we all need living in a busy city, busy lives. So these are amazing reasons to join us on 16th of March.
Yeah.
Viola, any other question?
I'm just like, I'm already there.
Yeah, I know.
For me, it's like so quickly, I can switch off and then just like, be there, imagine, like, I see, that I have my own drum here, that which I made, in the forest long time ago. And it's just like, oh my God, I can see that, already. It's like, because the world is like multi-dimensional field and everything is happening at the same time. And right now we are already there.
That's correct. You get it. You get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you calling me back. So what do you have to say? I said like,
Nothing.
I'm already there.
It's already happening.
It's happening. And it's just like, ooh, especially, Lazo, thank you for connecting me to my ancestors. Just like that.
Wow. Good. I look forward to meeting them too.
Today, like, hey, let us go, warriors. Nice.
Amazing. So, for everyone watching us live, thank you for being with us live. For everyone watching the replay, thank you so much. We will post the link to the website on which you can get all the details of the program, of the event, and also you can get tickets. And the tickets are on the early bird prices until 15th of February. So if you want to give yourself a great gift, celebrating the love to yourself, maybe Valentine's is a good occasion, maybe it's just a gift. And yeah, just come celebrate yourself, embrace in the beautiful vibrations, meet amazing guides like Sheian, like Viola, like our guests Marina and Dominic Knight. Yeah, just discover who you truly are, clear the noise, connect with your deeper being, and yeah, step out more radiant, more happy, and ready to create more health and wealth in your life.
Yeah, exactly. More joy and lightness of being. As we were saying, like, what is enlightenment? Enlightenment is to lighten up,
Mhm.
just to lighten up, shed off the old skin like a snake, like a crab, get out of the shell and say, like, here I am in my naked self.
Yeah.
And yeah, and here I am to kind of realign again with my greatest love, intelligence, and to be that light. And yeah, we had the path which we had, but now it's like I'm having my life in my own two hands, and I am decision maker with that guru, the God within me. And yes, and it is happening, and it's like, oh my God, it is actually happening, and it's happening, manifesting right now, and I am that manifestation. So it just like comes to, yes, we are all one. And the other moments, like, thank you, Lazo, for kind of bringing me back to this moment. It's like, oh my God, it's happening right now, and I can feel it, like, in the heart. It's just like that enormous like wave, or just like that heat is coming through. Beautiful experience. So you see, nothing is required really. You just in the space, and you just like,
Yeah.
it's
And then what happens when you have a lot of people in that space? It's just,
Amplified.
yes, amplified. There's a resonance. You can't just sit by yourself in a room and get to that level. When you're surrounded with other people at that frequency, it's like triple or quadruple. So that's the beauty about coming in person to an event like, or a retreat, because it's just like layer after layer after layer, peeling, 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 and you're like, ah, and everyone's like, ah. So now you have this holy communion with that oneness, and it's just, it's great. It's a great shower.
Amazing,
Thank
amazing.
you so much. Thank you so much for bringing us to that very special awareness, to sharing your expertise and your what you do in the way that you do, and being so humble and agreeing to actually join us on this journey. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure, sisters. My two Cancerian sisters. Great. I look forward to meet you guys in person soon, maybe before the event. And yes, I'm looking forward to being of service.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching, and we can't wait to share this beautiful space that we're creating with you at the Urban Retreat Health and Wealth on 16th of March. So yeah, see you there.
See you
See you
then.
then.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Bye, Ingrid.